Hey, what's up, everybody? So yesterday, the Manifesto dropped, and as you know, Reddit is on fire as usual, and a lot of content creators are also pulling a Tyler 1 and going absolutely bonkers about the nerfs, and I just want to come in with my own perspective here and tell you that it's okay. We don't need to panic. I don't think there's anything particularly crazy in these patch notes. We will be able to adjust to absolutely everything here. The number one thing that we have to remember starting off is this is not the full patch notes. I know they've started putting more and more numbers and more changes into the manifestos, but the most important thing to remember is this is not the full patch notes. Now, I do think GGG messed up pretty bad by just having a like 90% nerf only manifesto with specific numbers that don't show the upsides, especially in the context of what we know of how people react, how people don't see the full context of things. They don't know the things that they don't know. And we're just gonna get everyone running around saying everything is on fire. I was actually going to originally title this video very similarly to what Zizarin did this morning, basically saying that this manifesto is boring. Besides the minion changes, almost nothing in the manifesto is big. It's all very, very minor nerfs. And most of the buffs that they show are pretty boring and like nothing burgers. I understand the sentiment of why people are reacting like, oh, nerfs feel bad, and there's no really, really big buffs to get super excited about. And yeah, I think it's just irresponsible for GGG to do this, knowing the way that people react. I mostly just want to calm, especially newer players that may be worried. This is the hype and panic cycle that happens every single league. It's really hard when you're fully entrenched to take a step back and see the cycle, but people will just tend to react very quickly with their lizard brains, just saying everything's on fire, there's no way that we can adapt. The number one example that I would give is people saying that cast on crit was dead after the 3.15 nerfs. Like 3.15 was historically probably the biggest like overall nerfs that we've ever had in PoE. And if you look at the game today, they'll do nerfs and then they'll give buffs over time. The best way to think about Path of Exile, and these are the direct words out of Chris Wilson's mouth, multiple times, he keeps saying it, not every league is going to be the best league for you. And since this game is designed to be potentially played forever, you know, that's the name of his GDC talk, hey, take a league off and come back when a league excites you, when there's buffs that excite you, and the game will be here. We just don't have the full context for what's going to change. The number one thing that I'm seeing a lot of people talk about on Twitter and super go crazy is like, oh my God, I can't believe that they barely nerfed Seismic Trap. GGG very specifically said that this is only the character affecting balance changes and not all of the skill changes. We don't know if Seismic Trap just gets its damage cut in half. People are declaring that this is the way that things will be until we get the patch notes. If the patch notes are awful, I will call out things that suck. Like I went on a full rant about Wind Dancer last night. Like I think Wind Dancer is just like the dumbest node on the entire tree. And the fact that they're changing it is just like ridiculous. However, without the full context, if you are declaring certain things right now, absolutely. It's like opening up Lord of the Rings and reading the first 2 pages and just being like, where's the wizards? Where's the magic? This sucks. I thought this was a fantasy book and you didn't read the full book. The people that are going absolutely nuts right now saying that the world's on fire, that's what they sound like. They read half a book and they say that they hate the book and they don't have the full context. And that's just what it looks like to me right now. Anyone that is a newer player that's worried right now, I would just tell you, don't panic. The nerfs that I saw last night were so minor. We have the tools already in the game to adjust for a lot of these. Mana reservation efficiency. There are other ways to get that right now. People aren't using the essence mod on body armor. They're not going it for as much on regular jewels. You can make up most of that mastery very easily. And in fact, you get a passive point back on your tree that you can get back a little bit more value there as well, right? They're just moving some stuff around. You know, I'm just going to keep saying it. People are saying that everything is totally nerfed. You're losing like 2 auras because the Divine Blessing exploit got removed. That was like a known bug that was being exploited. And then people are crying when it's being removed. Don't panic. I'm with you if the patch notes absolutely suck. But this was a manifesto. I do think that GGG was irresponsible by basically just showing a bunch of nerfs and not telling us about like the trickster buffs and all that type of stuff. I think it just would have been better to hold off for the final patch notes. There was very little from the manifesto yesterday that was like particularly exciting or interesting. A couple little changes here that I'll be testing on stream, but I like to look at it from a macro perspective. The game goes through cycles. Some patches feel better, some patches feel worse. See if there's a future one that's good. Maybe Diablo 4 will give PoE some competition, and then maybe the game will go in a direction that you like. But if not, there's other stuff that we can do with our time instead of just raging. It's just a game. Life is really short. That's all I'm going to say. I can't get that upset about patch notes that feel a little disappointing. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully I talked a few people down from the ledge. You'll still give the patch a shot once you see the patch notes at least. And I'm going to go get ready for the stream. I'm going to go test the Soul Rend buffs in Bane and just see if the numbers look good in POB. I'm actually really excited for that. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.